is it that he sees? Because Brian Norman doesn't seem like, if anything, he just lacks elite level experience. But yeah, I mean, he doesn't look inexperienced.
Or he's lacking the ability to take his fingers and sign that thing that came over to him.
Bill, contracts don't get signed in 24 hours. They just got that late last night.
Yeah, not the only way they get signed is unless you want the keys to the car right then, or you want the keys to the house to move in right then. But if you have other plans, maybe another car, or you're comfortable in that little place you live in, and you don't want to move to that big spot, then you're not going to sign right now.
How you and your son get out, y'all try to diminish niggas like y'all above somebody. You ain't above shit, Bill. When we whoop your ass, no. When we whoop your ass, watch this. When my son whoop your son ass, I'm going to tell him to step over that nigga to then go to your corner. I'm going to say, make sure you step over that nigga while he on the ground and walk to your corner to show you are beneath him. Do you understand me? I don't give a fuck about money. I don't give a fuck about what you think you got. He's going to step over. He's going to step on your son, and then he's going to step over your motherfucking son. That's what's going to happen.
All right, man. Let me start this off by saying shout out Devin Haney, because I'm going to keep it all the way a bean. I ain't think he wanted to take the fight. I ain't think he was going. I did not believe he wanted to see the likes of Brian Norman Jr. What up, YouTube? Pit TL Heavy Bad TV. Man, get your goofy ass in here and hit the bag. Yeah, man, I ain't believe it. Shout out Devin Haney. We can say a lot about this brother, man, but at the end of the day, dude, he'll scrap. Now, we don't know what kind of Devin Haney we'll get the day of the fight, and hopefully it's nothing that resembles the nigga that fought Jose Ramirez. But he willing to get in there. Oh, and it could be an 18-foot ring. Now, for those of you who don't know, the offer has been sent. Brian Norman Jr. has received the offer to fight Devin Haney from none other than Turki Al-Sheikh. This fight will be a Riyadh season fight. At least it would take place in Riyadh season. Now, I'm not sure if it'll be on a ring card. But from my understanding, according to Bill Haney, this fight would be taking place in Riyadh season. And it appears that the Haney side is good to go, right? And they're just basically waiting on Brian Norman Jr.'s side to sign the contract. Now, listen, they just received the contract. So for those of you who gonna try and make them out to be a duck for taking too long to sign the contract, they just got it. They ain't even had it 24 hours. Of course, they got to get their attorneys to look over it, make sure the contract is A1. But they have received an offer and a contract to fight Devin Haney. And if I believe that I know the Normans, like I feel like I know them and the way they trying to move in this game, I think this is a given. Listen, at the end of the day, I just don't believe Devin is putting it or striking any kind of fear in anybody in the fight game right now. He's not knocking shit out like Norman is. And this would be his very first fight at 147 pounds. As long as the language is correct in his contract, we should have a fight. Now, could Devin outbox the likes of Brian Norman Jr.? I don't even know if he could do that. And not to say Jen Sasaki is this crazy, world talent, but this was a kid who was extremely game and had a ton of power, and you could see the patience of the youngest champion in the game, and Brian Norman Jr. just sitting back, waiting patiently and delivering. And I think if he comes in there with that same poise versus Devin Haney, he could very well box with him. Man, I like it. And I'm about 100% positive that this fight gets done. I could be wrong, but I feel 100% positive that the Normans take this fight. This fight probably goes down in November, in place of that Virgil Ortiz, I can't remember the fight, but I think it goes down later on in the year. And listen, this will tell a lot about Devin Haney. And this is the kind of name that Brian Norman Jr. needs to catapult. Bottom line. I think the knockouts were speaking for itself. But if you're able to get in there and beat Devin Haney definitively, you're catapulted, bro. You're on the next level. You instant become a star. I think Brian Norman Jr. is working his way up to becoming a star. I don't believe he's quite there yet, but beating Devin Haney definitively makes you a star and on your way to superstardom. Definitely want to know your thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments. Big TL Heavy Bag. I'm out of here.